having a conversation with the Holy Spirit. In my mind, that was God's work, my concept. And I said, you know, either explain to me why I'm here and what's going on, or take me back. And I remember I can see myself sitting on the side of the bed, crying and not understanding why life was the way it was and why I was so out of control. And so at that point, I didn't have a clear answer. I wasn't suicidal. I was just like confused. I think most of us have been sometime in our life. And at that point, I came to realize that every time I asked a question, I really was led down a path to the answer. And so it became my life's quest, and that's why I call my business Life Quest. It became my life's quest to really understand how life works and how I can work with it instead of, you know, being so stressed and so out of control of it. And so that's what my quest was. Then in nursing school, I had an instructor who said that 85%, at that time, that was back in the 60s, 85% of all disease is due to stress. And I thought, well, if that's the case, we need to learn about stress and teach people how to stay well by getting rid of their stress. So from that point till now, I have just constantly been looking for ways to reduce stress and have found some phenomenal tools that are fantastic. And one of them, this emotional freedom technique, is pretty instant. And so I'm very impressed with it, and I try to teach it to everyone I meet.
Well, and you also have some information on that on your website, too, so you can check out ailaspeaks.com for that. So tell us a little bit about emotional freedom technique. I'm familiar with that, and I know that it works. But you're an advanced practitioner, so why don't you tell us about it?
Well, you know, people think these things, energy techniques, are maybe a little out there, but they're not. And the way I describe it to people is, you have seen a person who's deceased. You have seen in your lifetime, if you're an adult, a person who has died. What you need to understand is everything's still there. All the body parts, all the mechanism is still present. The only thing missing is the energy, the consciousness. Call it soul, call it energy, whatever you want to call that. That's what's missing. So that's what animates our body. That's what moves us. Our thoughts are energy. They're made of photons. So this is physics. This is basic physics. So when we have a problem, a stressor, anxiety, depression, any of those things, it's a situation with our energy system being stuck. Now, I won't get into why it gets stuck here, but it gets stuck because of some impact, a situation that had an impact on us. And so the energy gets stuck. Well, one way to move that energy is like acupuncture, you know, using the meridians that the energy moves through and stimulating them. Well, another way to do it is without needles, just tapping on different points on your face, on your torso, and those points are where these energy meridians or travel sites actually move through your body. When you tap on them and focus in on the thing you want to change, it seems to move and you feel better right away. So one of the things that it can help is cravings. You know, if you have a craving for chocolate or a craving for, in my case it was pasta, okay, I just tap on these points and I don't have that craving anymore.
Wow. And so I have a question. Was it hard when you first started doing it? Was EFT one of the first things that really helped you get rid of your cravings?
Yeah, it's the only thing that helped me get rid of my cravings. Otherwise, it was really like pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Was it
when I first started?
Did you sometimes choose not to do the EFT and eat instead?
Yes.
When you first started it, did you have to train
Yes.
yourself?